Hello and welcome to another episode of Surviving the Elements. More and more people are showing up. They are trying to become good at the game, challenge the best players. And people like me uh, might be thinking that there should be a long period before anybody can challenge the best players. But in reality, um, if I stop practicing, I think some players will very quickly surpass me in skill. So I should keep practicing every day if I want to remain competitive in this community, because things are changing very quickly and you cannot keep up if you are not serious about this. Okay, this was a messy start because I wasn't completely sure what I wanted to do, whether I wanted to put a permanent defense and talk about the map a little bit, or play the way I would play normally. Let's do this thing first, selling arrows, and talk about this, and then I'll put some permanent defense and talk about that. Um, well, some people are asking me, should I build arrows or cannons or the elemental towers? What should I do? And the answer is elemental towers are generally stronger than arrows and cannons, especially if the element is the right one for the wave as it is here. But other than that, if we have access only to arrows and cannons, uh, the theory is the following. Cannons are dealing more damage, but they're shooting more slowly, and their default targeting is near. While the arrows are better at killing these creeps that are in front, because their targeting is front, and um, there are a single target tower that's shooting more quickly. So uh, the cannons are ideal for dealing damage, but the arrow towers are ideal for killing creeps that are maybe uh, low HP, that they don't require to be hit by something very powerful. Uh, when it comes to elemental towers, most elemental towers are very strong early on, except maybe light. But light is kind of like a stronger arrow tower, while uh, towers like water and earth and fire, they're like stronger versions of the cannon tower, a tower that has good splash damage. Um, in this situation, we can keep building and selling towers for a while. This map in particular allows you to do this for quite a while, but you can also put a permanent defense and just chill. The amount of gold you're going to lose is probably not gonna be a problem later on. Uh, you can you can make gold in different ways, um, not just in the early game, and not just by placing a bunch of towers waiting for the timer and just selling them like this. There are also things with uh, placing towers and the timings, and when you upgrade towers, you can look at the interest rate, and when you're selling towers, just so that you adapt from wave to wave, you can just time this perfectly with the interest rate timer and make money this way without doing this thing. Of course, I'm talking about the later stages of the game, when you have access to stronger towers and upgrades. You just place a bunch of towers and um, wait for the timer and then upgrade them, instead of going to the tower table and building the final tower that you want. So if you want a golem tower, you can place water towers and upgrade them later into golem. Absolutely worth it, and you will be making money this way. Um, Now let's talk about the permanent defense. You can place a couple of geyser towers in positions that make sense. Don't place them in positions that don't make sense. So these two positions make sense. Why is that? Because, as you can see, they reach here and here. They reach quite a lot. So having 900 range is enough for the tower, if it is on this line here, to hit here. So you can place 900 range towers on this line here, and they will be covering all of these creeps here. So you might ask, why did I keep the geyser towers for the nature wave? That's because I'm talking here about range, and because I know it's fine. Geyser towers early on are extremely powerful, especially if they are in good positions. Of course, if you are playing against another person, you should be careful about those things, because you don't want them pushing very hard and you falling behind for no reason at all. Now, if you want your atom tower to make the most of its effect, you can place it here, where it will keep shooting at the same creep as long as the creep is in this area here. It will not change target. You can also target back if you want, so that the atom will be shooting at the creeps that will be here the longest. But then again, that's probably not the best targeting, because as you can see, there's no guarantee that some creep will not leak. So you need other towers, and I guess this is perfect here. In this position right here, the ice tower can reach here, which is a big deal, as you can see, and it can also reach here. So this is one of my favorite positions for a 900 range tower on this map. So here this tower reaches here, but this reaches here and here, so these are both very solid options. And this here does the same thing. This tower reaches here and all the way here. As you can see, this tower hits here and kills the creep. Now you don't have to sell your atom towers if you feel uncomfortable with the constant selling and rebuilding thing. As you can see, it's not very strong, but it's gonna get the job done. against another player who is playing very well. This might become a bit intense. You may fall behind if you keep atom towers against earth waves, but the thing is, you will want the atom tower for the next wave. So it imagine imagine your opponent kills the wave very quickly, and you are rebuilding into geysers, and then another wave comes that is nature, and then you get into so much more trouble. So rebuilding is risky, and unless you know exactly what it is you're trying to do and how to achieve it, don't push yourself too much. The game is not about constantly rebuilding everything, especially on a map like this. You can get away with lazy play here, but what I'm doing here is not exactly lazy. It's safe. I think the most accurate word is safe, because running around and rebuilding all the time is risky. You will get tired, you will get distracted, you will run into trouble at some time at some point if you constantly rebuild your towers. We are still completely fine, as you can see, and um, we don't have to do anything right now, but if you want, you can add more towers so that the wave dies more quickly. But now we saw what the next wave is, and we know that if we have more atom towers, we're gonna do just great. Now, if your opponent, let's say, kills this wave much faster than you can target the ice towers to front and target the atom towers to back, and the next wave, that is darkness, will die very quickly to your atom towers, and the ice towers will finish off the creeps that are already on the map. Now, since this is shielded and the atoms are not doing much to this shielded wave, I'll just rebuild into the ice tower. And now you can see the ice tower is definitely the right call here. Now, I sold hoping for the interest, but I was late, so that was not good. What I mean is, you can learn the hotkeys and just, instead of ice towers, build water and then press L and get ice towers. That's perfectly fine. Now I will add a couple of water towers here because I was late with these ice towers. And let's see. More and more fire waves. This is perfect for our situation here. But ideally you want geyser level 2. For the future, we're not doing that yet because of the fire waves. They're just all fire. And then there's nature. So the wave order is such that we are just not gonna get a chance to see geyser anytime soon. Let's build some atoms here. They will kill a couple of creeps and help with the curse. Less creeps. The less creeps the ice towers kill, the less curse there will be on them. Let's remove these because they are heavily cursed. And more nature, of course. Of course. Let's build a couple more ice towers, and at this point we should be thinking about the elemental that's gonna spawn after that. I believe the best call here is Geyser level 2, unless it is a nature element. Let's prepare for that. Alright. I was getting ready to upgrade my towers into geysers, but it was not necessary. More and more nature waves. We expected that because, of course, we get geyser too, and we get waves that just not, they are not good for the towers. And of course, after that we'll get another undead wave, which is again not what you want with geyser towers, but maybe with windstorm we will be fine. Alright, let's build a windstorm tower. I'm placing it here where it covers both here and here. I'm gonna set it to front so that the creeps are bunching up a little bit more. Actually, in this situation we don't have any splash damage except windstorm itself, which is not ideal, and more nature waves. That's weird at this point. I don't know how many nature waves there can be, but the fact that we kept our haste towers was very good because it deleted the nature waves. And let's upgrade this. And what else do we want here? Let's slow down the creeps a little bit with these ice towers. As you can see, I'm placing these towers right here where they reach here and here, just as I discussed beforehand. I would enjoy having my haste towers back, but I'm not gonna remove the geyser towers or the windstorm towers because they're going to get the job done. You have to be aware, when you have the towers that will get the job done, you shouldn't just sell them and build something that you think might be better. Alright. Now in this situation, the geyser towers would be perfect. But I will build a couple of other towers to help them. And then, yeah, maybe a couple of geyser towers on each side should be enough. And I'm watching my gold all the time, so I know roughly what I can afford and what I couldn't afford. Alright. Well, lasers would be perfect for next wave. Okay, let's sell the windstorms and let's build a couple of laser towers. But then next wave is Earth, so we have to adapt to that. Maybe remove the lasers and get our windstorms back. Maybe runic towers would be more adequate here. But we don't have the money to do anything. Okay, let's start by placing one runic and then another one and a couple of these trickery towers to get the clones, and then I'm gonna be selling them and upgrading into more runic towers. Now we have a few clones here, as you can see, and maybe just build a couple more of these. This again a good position, it reaches here and here, and when you upgrade it to an astro tower, for example, it will reach even here. Creeps that are right here will be actually reached by this tower, which is really good. It helps quite a lot. Of course, next wave will be Earth, and we will probably just sell the astro towers. Maybe sell them right now and build the windstorms. Actually, maybe a little bit later. I'll keep just these two towers here. They will kill the elemental and prepare for the future. Alright, let's rebuild everything we sold, and I think it's time to add power towers and maybe muck towers. And runic towers for sure. For the next wave, of course. Let's retarget our swole towers to front, but keep in mind you want to have your swallows set to front only if the wave that's coming is not healing. If it's healing, then setting your swallowing towers to front, it's gonna backfire in a very nasty way. Setting the swallowing towers to front will make the creeps bunch up a lot more, and that would make things worse if the creeps are healing, but it will make it better if they are anything else, because splash damage will affect them more if they are bunched up. What we want against healing is maybe set the swall towers to back and the damage dealing towers to weak. Okay, let's start preparing for this. Alright. And in a situation like this, we can just leave blacksmiths and trickeries like this. Maybe we should stop selling them at this point. And against cursed, I'll just select all of my towers and set them to strong, because I don't want them to be killing stuff early on, because I don't want the curses to deny my towers the damage. And now you can see everything is in the red, but nothing is dying. That's perfect because all of my towers are dealing their full damage. Yeah. And now that's a little bit scary. I should have been ready earlier with these towers. And yeah, I need more geyser towers for the next wave. Maybe replace these with these. And when this dies, yeah, I'm switching into mass geyser towers. Alright. Hopefully it's gonna be fine. And now let's mirror the build on the other side. What are we missing? Let's upgrade these in this situation. Astro towers will be perfect. Now this wall tower is not yet built. Guess a couple of lasers will not hurt. The support towers, of course. And since next wave is light, I'm gonna add those money towers. Alright. Set everything to strong. Maybe sell these two. Build some more money towers. Maybe money not the best choice here, but I'm gonna leave them there. Yeah, definitely Mach Tower. Ice towers are a very good idea, because we have them at level 2 and they are very strong at level 2. I'll set them to front. Alright. So far so good. The most important thing is that we did not leak that level 3 elemental. I'm very happy with that. I tend to struggle with the level 3 elementals. Now we have access to Astro level 2. Now I guess the geysers, the money towers will go. Mach level 2 is a good idea. Okay, let's start with the power towers and the Astro towers, and then since next wave we will not care about Astro towers, we are going to be selling them and upgrading the Mach towers, and maybe build some runic towers, I guess. Let's just build runic towers. I don't have money for that. Okay, time to sell and to rebuild. First thing, yeah, upgrade the Mach towers as quickly as possible. and then get the runics up, and I don't know, maybe a bunch of geysers in center with a couple of ice towers, just to add a little bit of damage. Okay, that's fine. Next wave is water. That's perfect. We just built a bunch of runic towers. I'll set them to strong. I think I'll sell these and go back to Astro Towers. Start with just 2 Astro Towers and maybe build a bunch more later on. I'll wait for the interest because in the late game it becomes more important, and then I'll upgrade the trickery towers because they were upgraded, never mind. Maybe build a couple more trickery towers, a couple more blacksmith towers, just to make sure everything is boosted properly. Okay, let's upgrade. I don't have enough ice towers, obviously. I'm not denying it. I'll build a couple more right now. I'll sell these for the money because yes, build some more after that. I think this will die right here, so I should just worry about the elemental, I guess. Let's build a bunch of laser towers. Yeah, I think it's not gonna be any problem. The laser towers were a good idea. And more lasers will help with the next wave, as well as with the elemental. Although I don't think we necessarily need them, I just believe that it's gonna be much safer to have them. And then, since we have access to some fire towers, for next wave I guess we could add a bunch of haste towers maybe. They're pretty strong. They're pretty strong. As you can see, lasers really strong here. Alright. Maybe a couple more of these. And we have pure essence. I'm not even looking at that. I should have built it earlier. Nobody is telling me. And now that I'm building it, next wave is Earth. So we need something else. You definitely need something else. Let's build an Earth tower. Earth level 3, Earth level 4. Alright, it's gonna be good. These are no longer needed. What we can do is possibly add a bunch of swall towers. Yeah, more swall will help with Ronald as well. And now I think we can and we should upgrade the light tower into level 4. We can wait for the interest rate actually and then upgrade. Maybe add even more support towers, why not? Some of the raw nodes will be cursed and they will dispel the buffs from the support towers, so you always want a little bit more of those than you think you would need. Okay. What else should we build? Oh, we have atom level 3, I wasn't looking at that. Well, now we can test the nerfed atom. Let's build a bunch of nerfed atom towers. See how they do. Alright. Let's upgrade. Let's see. Yeah, that was perfect. And now we have to consider where we should place the atom towers. I was talking about this position being good, but the atom tower doesn't like to switch targets very much. So maybe a bunch of them here. Maybe. Also, laser towers could be very good. I'm not a believer in Astro in this scenario here. I think ice would be great. And the trickeries and the blacksmiths. Let's start placing those. It's time. Okay, 3 here. And now we need to upgrade them. And build more and upgrade those as well. Let's retarget light to front to be safe. And let's retarget the swallows to front. And also the ice towers. And now let's upgrade our support towers and start adding the very necessary blacksmiths. More blacksmiths will be needed, of course. Alright. We have to start thinking about more ice towers, more atom towers. Well, nerfed or buffed doesn't matter. The atom tower is the strongest. No matter how much you nerf it, it's gonna be the best in a situation like this. It's just in its nature to be good against Ronald. The more it shoots, the stronger its attack becomes. So, if the creeps are really strong, the tower's gonna be really effective against them. And Ronalds are really strong. What more can we do? Maybe a couple more atom towers. I'm not sure if we have enough trickeries and enough blacksmiths. I think a couple more trickeries will help a lot. If a cursed creep dies and dispels a cloned tower by trickery tower, if you have a trickery tower that is ready to clone a tower, it can clone the tower immediately that had its clone dispelled, which means you can clone the same tower over and over again without any issue. So I guess here we would benefit from another laser tower, I guess, and also upgrading the atoms here a priority. Let's try targeting back on these atom towers and see what happens. I'm not sure whether it's a good idea. They are definitely dealing more damage, but less to a less central creep, so their splash damage is not as good. As you can see, I'm a bit worried. Yeah, I think this is worse actually. I think near is better. Or far, I'm not sure. I forgot to upgrade this laser here. It could have been helpful. Alright, let's see how we perform now with the near targeting. Maybe build one more laser here. Or maybe the best thing is to target the atoms manually. I don't know, with near it seems that they are hitting in the middle of the creeps, and the splash damage is very good. Right here, as you can see, it's really good that the towers are hitting right there. Yeah, and I just retargeted manually. Maybe retargeting manually is the best. It's a little bit late. I guess I'm dead right now. Building additional towers, I don't know about that. think this is the end. No, not the end. Alright. So this will be a good boss score. If I had less than 2k, I wouldn't have considered it. I would not have considered it a good score. Let's place maybe a couple more atom towers here, because creeps meet here and splash damage will be very significant. Alright, and some clones appeared here, so this is good damage definitely. But the creeps are not very clumped up, unfortunately. And that's it. That is now it. Can this die? Yeah, this died. And what about this one? What about this one? And there we go. Yeah, this will not be the highest score, but it's decent. It's gonna be in top 10, I'm sure. Although players who are playing the insane difficulty will surely be able to get a higher score. So this was Wasteland, a map that you can play in a more relaxed way and just place some permanent towers. You don't need to sell all the time. You don't need to run around with the builder so much, because the map is so wide that if you try to constantly adapt to every single wave and build tons of new towers on both sides, that's just not gonna work out very well. It's just a very big map, and it favors safer play. So if you try to be aggressive, if you try to kill your opponent, that's probably not gonna happen, because there's just more than enough time for your opponents to recover, to catch up. The creeps are going such a long way until the exit that any sort of aggressive play, any attempts to kill waves very quickly will probably not get you the victory. What will get you the victory is a better score in the end, which means just smart positioning, and there's that. And in this video we saw the Atom Tower and its performance after the nerf. Over 2k score on Wasteland is not bad, but it's not overpowered either. So thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.